Okay, there's one more that I'm going to get you started on for vertical motion. All right, number 6. A toy rocket is launched from the ground with an initial velocity of 32 feet per second. How high will the rocket go, and how long will it take to return to the ground? There's 2 questions here. Maximum height as well as time to the ground. So actually this is pretty good. Maybe we'll do the whole thing. Alright, so once again we're using the same formula. H equals negative 16t squared plus vt plus s. Okay, for the first one, for the maximum height, we don't have an ending height. Okay? So we have to use the opposite b over 2a once again to find the axis of symmetry. Before we do that, let's go ahead and fill in the formula. Alright? What's the initial velocity? 32, so that takes the place of v. And it's upward, so that's why we keep it positive. If it were a downward initial velocity, then we'd make that negative. So let's put the t there. And what is the starting height? 0. Since it's launched from the ground at 0, I'm not going to put a plus 0, because that wouldn't make a difference at all. I'm just going to leave it off. Okay, guys? So, at this point, we have to find the maximum height. That's the first one. How high will the rocket go? So then we say t equals the opposite of b over 2a. And then what's the opposite of b?
Negative 32.
Mm-hmm. And 2 times, what's a?
Negative 16.
There you go. Alright, well, let's go ahead and reduce this. After we multiply, 2 times negative 16 is negative 32. And you notice that they cancel out, right? What do you get?
1.
There you go. So it takes 1 second to reach the maximum height. All you have to do now is plug this back into this function that you found. So the maximum height is found by plugging in 1 second. So you put in 1 squared in the place of t. And we continue here. Plus 32 times 1. Of course, 1 squared is 1. 1 times negative 16 is?
Negative 16.
Negative 16 plus 32, which equals?
16.
16. So the maximum height is 16 feet. That's the first part of it. Now let's go ahead and do the second part of the problem. How long does it take to return to the ground? So we're still using this function right here. But now we're going to set the height at the end of the story equal to 0. So we say 0 equals negative 16t squared plus 32t. Now you've found out a bunch of different ways to factor a quadratic, solve a quadratic, but the one that's going to work best here, of course, is factoring. What's the GCF?
Negative 16t.
Alright. There's going to be a lot of negative 16s. Makes the problem easy. What's left here?
T.
T plus...
Is it minus 2?
Oh, good job. Because it's opposite sign. Minus 2. Very good. Alright, so what is t equal to?
0 and 2.
0 and 2. Very good. Which is the only one that makes sense?
2.
So it's 2 seconds. It takes 2 seconds from the launch to hit the ground.